Hey, hey, hey from Vegas. Can you see my background here? Check that out. Hey from Vegas. Hey, hey. I'm going to talk to you tonight about how to get and keep results. And I had a great conversation today, which sparked so many ideas for you. And I was literally percolating this in my head on what I wanted to come on and share. And I have it dialed in, and I'm excited to share with you how you can get and keep results. I boiled it down to a few key things today that I'm about to share with you. Thanks for jumping on. I'm Natalie Jill. For those that don't know me, I'm Natalie Jill, and I kill fat for a living. Not just the fat on our bodies, although I absolutely can help you with that, but what I help kill is the false assumed truths. Get it? F-A-T, the false assumed truths that we tell ourselves around fat loss, around aging, around why we're not getting results, all of it. That's what I help shift for people. So thanks for joining me. And I'm actually in Vegas as I'm talking to you. You can see the background, which is super cool. Loving this place that my husband got us for tonight. So we're about to go out and enjoy the town. But I want to share this with you first. And if you are on watching me now or you're watching the replay, I would love to know, one, your name, tell me who you are, where you're jumping on from, and tell me your age. I'd love to know your age. And the reason I'm asking that is I'm 47, and although I help a lot of different people, women, men, all different ages, I tend to really have carved this niche with women that are in their 40s and 50s, probably because they're closest in age to me. So women within 10, 15 years of me, that's who I've been able to help the most. So tell me your age, where you're jumping on from, and your name, and I'm excited to chat with you tonight. Okay. All right, so here's what I got for you, and I narrowed this down because I thought if I'm going to share some ways to get and keep results, what would those things be if I were to simplify it? And this is what I want to share with you. And this is something I have woven into my program, Full Body Reset, which I'm going to talk to you about after I share this. That there's three elements to transforming and changing your body and having that last. And most of us seem to get one or two of these, but we tend to miss the third. And why this is important is that I want you to picture a tripod. A tripod has three legs. And if you balance something on the tripod and you take away one of the legs, it's going to fall over. It's not going to work. You need all three legs for a tripod to work. When it comes to fat loss and transformation with our health, our fitness, our bodies, there is three components. And always, without a doubt, programs tend to hit on one or two of them, not all three. And what makes what I teach different is I hit on all three. So what those are, I'm going to start with the top of it. It's your state. And I'm going to call that change your state, because ultimately we have to change our state before we go into planning our plate and ultimately losing and loving our weight. So what does that mean? What does change your state mean? I can go into a lot of this for you that would help really serve you, but I'm going to give you just sort of the top two bird's eye view of this, and then I'm going to tell you where we can go deeper on that. So the number one thing with every transformation that I've ever worked with, whether it's fat loss, business, relationship, whatever, the number one thing in transformation is making a decision. It's full on deciding. Deciding is step number one. Without a doubt, all the time, deciding is number one. Let me explain what that means. Most of you know I have a podcast. If you don't, now you know. It's called Leveling Up, Creating Everything from Nothing. I've had over 60 guests on that podcast now, where I share stories, I interview from people that created massive results from nothing, not just in fat loss, in life. And the first thing they always say when I say, how did you get here from that rock bottom? What was the first step? What did you do? What was the action you took? Every single one of them always says, I decided. Now, what does that mean? What does deciding mean? I'm going to tell you what it doesn't mean first. What it doesn't mean is I'm going to try. What it doesn't mean is I'm going to think about. What it doesn't mean is one day. What it doesn't mean is I'm going to consider it. What it doesn't mean is I'm going to wait and I'm going to watch and I'm going to observe. That's not what it means. Deciding means I decide this is happening. It's like it's done. It's a decision, it's happening, and then figuring out the how and the steps after. I'm in Vegas for a reason. I'm in Vegas because I was on Brad Lee's show today, Dropping Bombs. If you don't know him, he's incredible. And we were chatting before the show, and this came up with him, with business, and what he sees with people too. He said, decide. And I thought, isn't that interesting? Because that's exactly what I see in fat loss. That's what I see with my guests. But deciding is number one. First step, number one, you have to make a decision and decide that you're ready to shift and change. So if you're watching this right now and you are ready to take on your new body, your goal, your health, or whatever goal it is that you have right now, I want you to literally write, I decide, right? I decide right now, because this is the first step, is deciding and then declaring it, which is what I'm going to have you do right now by saying it. Just say, I decide. And if you want bonus points on this, you want to take it another level, tell me what you're deciding. Like, what are you deciding? I'm deciding to lose the weight. I'm deciding to gain muscle. I'm deciding to get healthier. I'm deciding to do what? Tell me what you're deciding. Tell me exactly what you're deciding, or at least just write, I decide, because that is step number one with transformation. You have to make a decision and decide. Okay, that's part of changing your state. Step number two with changing your state is you have to get super clear on where you want to go. Now, I realize as I say that, a lot of people will say, I don't know where I want to go. What comes up for people, what might be coming up for you right now is, I just want to be happy, or I just don't want to be where I am right now. And that's a start. That's a start, but that's not a direction of where we want to go. Where you want to go is specifically where you want to go and how do you want to feel when you get there. And doing the work to figure that out is what the secret is to all of this, knowing where it is you want to go. You know, here I'm in Vegas right now. You can see the background here. And we drove here from San Diego this morning. And what I want to share in this example is, if my husband and I had just gotten in the car this morning, and I got in my car, he got in his car, and we said, okay, let's just drive, where do you think we would end up? I mean, it depends. I might have ended up here. He might have ended up someplace else. A lot of variables would have come up. How much gas is in the car? How much time do we have? Where do we want to go? What do we feel like? Where do we need to be by when? A lot of questions would come up, and we may not get anywhere. But we were decide that we were going to Vegas. We were very clear why we were going to Vegas, where we were going. So we got in a car and drove here. Now, we could have driven to the airport and flown here. We could have driven to the train station and took a train here. We could have hitchhiked here. We would have still got here because we were clear on our vision of where we were going. Now, that's a very general concept about Vegas and driving, but this is what we miss in our health and our goals and our life. We don't get clear on exactly where we want to go, and then we wonder why we're not getting happy or we're not getting results. You can't get results, you can't get where you want to go if you don't know what that is. And this is in the gap for so many of you listening. You tell me that you want to be happy, you don't like where you are, but you don't know what it is that you want. Do you know what you want? And that's what I want you to think about right now. Do you know what you want? Because then I can help you get there when you're really clear on what you want and why. What you want and why. This is something, by the way, that a lot of you I know struggle with, figuring out what it is that you actually want. Like, how do you want to be? What is that weight? What is that way that feels? What does that look like? Who are you around when you get there? What does that mean for your life? I know a lot of you struggle with this, and what I want to tell you is this is exactly something that we go deep in Full Body Reset. And many of you have heard me talking about Full Body Reset, which starts on this Monday, the Full Body Reset Live. But we go deep there to figure out, one, what are you deciding? What do you want and why? So we can help you get there. And this is a step that we miss. And that's why changing your state is so critical before we can get into meal planning and before we can get into workouts. All that's important, but if you miss this part of the tripod, you can't be a success. This is step one. State is huge. Now, there's about 15 things I can take you through state. I'm not going to overwhelm you with that right now. I want to keep this super simple, and I absolutely will go deep with you, those of you in Full Body Reset with me. But with state, what I want you to take away from tonight right now is make a decision. Like, draw that line in the sand. This is happening. This is what I want. This is where I'm going. And then figure out what it is you're going to. What is it you want for yourself? What does that look like? What does it feel like when you get there? Get really clear on that. That's your first step. The how then gets really easy. Okay, I mentioned there's 3 parts of the transformation triangle. Part 1, change your state. That's where deciding and your vision, what you want, fits into that. The second part is absolutely planning your plate. Nutrition is important. Nutrition is important. Here's what's wrong, though, with nutrition and what you might be doing. There's information overload out there. There's so much information overload. Every day I hear, should I do keto? Should I do IIFYM? Should I do intermittent fasting? Should I do Weight Watchers? Should I do this? Should I do that? What? How do you know what the heck to do? There's so much information overload out there. And you know what? You can find evidence on any of them. But here's the problem with information overload. When it's too many choices and it's too complicated, what happens? When it's too complicated and there's too much information, what that means is you get overwhelmed and you don't even start. Or you start and you give up and you quit. And then you have a story that repeats that nothing works for me. Who knows that story? Do you know that? Tell me you get it if you do. If you're hearing me and you get that, tell me. Because there is so much information overload out there. And I know that firsthand. I know that firsthand from clients. I know that from when I was going through my own transformation. There's so much conflicting information out there. It gets overwhelming. I was being interviewed today on a show and I was asked about what I think about all these different diets. And, you know, there were so many names and diets that came up. And I thought, great, they all can work. But is that a lasting solution? And is that something you can do in a lifetime? Because most of them you can't. I mean, some of you might be a huge fan of eating all your food in 4 hours or never having a carb again. But is that really a way to live? I mean, is that a lifestyle for you? That's what I want to know. Because that to me is not a lifestyle. That doesn't work forever. So what I teach is simplified food. And I'm going to give you step 1 on that. And you could take step 1 and run with it, or you can join me in Full Body Reset where we go deep on this. And I would love to do that with you. But step number 1 is you focus on unprocessing your diet. It's as simple as that. I just gave you the $1 million answer on that. You unprocess your diet. What does that mean? You eat foods that are real, that once grew, that are natural, proteins, fish, chicken, steak, if you like that. You do nuts and seeds, avocado, foods that once grew, healthy fats. You do vegetables, fruits, things that come from nature, things that nature provides. You eat unprocessed food and that's what you eat. You make that your staples in your diet. You make less room for the bad. You focus on adding in more of the good. We make less room for the bad. Nothing's ever fully off limits, but we're gonna outweigh all the junk with all this healthy stuff, this unprocessed natural food. It's that simple. Now, what goes wrong? What goes wrong is that if you don't understand, if you don't fully understand why that simplified method works, then we get lost in the world, right? We get lost by temptation, craving, trends, things we hear on the media, and then we go right back to that loop of information overload. And what happens with information overload? We quit. We don't get results. We stop. We're done. And then what do? We say, nothing works for me. Do you hear me? Give me some hearts if you hear me there. I'm on Instagram and Facebook. Give me some hearts on Instagram if you hear me. Do you know what I'm talking about, right? We quit. You quit because it's confusing. It's too much information. It's information overload. And then you quit. So we're going to get rid of that. We're going to simplify. Unprocess your diet. Eat natural real foods, not too much. Eat from the earth. And let's combine it so it's great. Let's have those great recipes. Let's have real foods. Let's learn about portions. Let's learn what happens when you eat too much of foods that aren't that. I want you to understand, like, what happens when you eat a lot of starchy foods. Not just, I'm bad, I ate starchy foods. I want you to understand when you eat starchy foods and it turns to sugar, your body secretes insulin, which is normal. But when you keep secreting insulin all day long like that, guess what? You're not burning fat. You're not burning fat when you're secreting insulin, and you're going to make yourself sick when you're doing that all day long. And you're going to get hungrier and have more cravings. Those are the kinds of things that I'm going to teach you in Full Body Reset, by the way. So it's so locked in. You get this information. It's in your blood. So when you see that donut, you don't even want that donut because you understand what it's doing to you. That's what I want you to know. So it's as simple as unprocessing your diet. Don't get caught up in the information overload. That ruins it for us. Okay, the next thing. I mentioned 3 things. Change your state. We talked about deciding and vision. Plan your plate. And then ultimately, we want to lose and love our weight, right? The goal to lose your weight is not just to lose it. Like, we don't want to lose it and find it again, right? We want to lose it, get rid of it, release it. And we want to start loving who we are. We want to love our bodies. We want to love what it does for us. We want to have gratitude for our body, not this hate towards it. And that's what I want to get you to. So the weight part, let's talk about the workout part. Workouts are important. They're great. I work out all the time. I love workouts. However, I'm going to share this. This is the secret that a lot of people won't tell you. That's the 3rd step. That's the 3rd step. You could do Full Body Reset with me, by the way. You could just do the mindset stuff, just do the nutrition, and you're going to have to touch the workouts, and you're going to get results. Why? Because it's so powerful. It's so powerful what that change of state will do for you. You change that state, you get committed, you decide, you're clear on your vision, you get the right coaching and support around that mindset piece, your state, your motivation, you stay committed, you learn why certain foods do things to you, the cravings stop, you start shedding that weight, and guess what happens? You didn't even touch the workout yet, but guess what happens? You start feeling so confident, so focused, so good, so empowered that now you want to work out. Now you want to work out because pain goes away, you're happy, you're motivated, you're excited. So that's the shift. Now, can you work out and overdo and work out a bad diet and poor mindset? You can. Well, what happens? Does it last? Probably not. Do you do it pain-free? Probably not. Do you love it? Probably not. And you become a slave to that. So I don't want that for you. So yes, I'm a fan of workouts, but I would be a fake to say, just do this workout and you're gonna get massive results. That's not the way it works. What happens first in that order is change your state, plan your plate, and then we start to lose and love our weight, and then the workouts fall into that. This is the key. This is the key. Okay, now what is this full body reset I've been talking about? Those of you that were in my free challenge last week, you know all about it because I've been talking all about it. So listen, I have a lot of programs. I have tons of programs. I have ebooks, videos, doesn't matter. Full body reset is the one I focus on, and the reason why is it's 6 weeks that changes your life forever. It's where I go deep with you. It's where we go deep. We get to the root of what's going on in that state. We get to the root of what's holding you back from making a decision and committing. We get to the root of what it is that you actually want, what it is that you want for your life, and what is in your way holding you back from that. Because here's the thing. You deserve to have what it is that you want. There's stories, there's past thoughts and actions that are in your way that are keeping you safe and not allowing you to go where it is that you want to go. So you feel you're not happy, you feel you're depressed, you feel that you're overweight, nothing works for you. And what I'm telling you is all of that is based on stories and beliefs that you formed up to this point. It is not the truth. It is not the truth. And during Full Body Reset, my first priority with all of you, and this is where we go deep. We go deep on prep week even with this to get to the root of that. And this is an eye-opener for people. Everyone that completes Full Body Reset says, Natalie, I came to you for fat loss, but wow, my life is changing now because I'm thinking of things differently now. I'm looking at things differently. It's like I have a new set of glasses on. I'm looking at things through different glasses now. Life starts to change. Life starts to change. And let me tell you why. See, you can be an entirely different person a year from now by changing your thoughts and your actions. That's as simple as that. If you change your thoughts, like what you're deciding, what you want for your vision, what you think about daily, who you're surrounding yourself with, what they're telling you, if you change those thoughts and you change your actions, the actions you take based on knowledge you learn, you become an entirely better version of you. You can become an entirely different person. But it's changing those things and being accountable to changing those things. So what that means is you can't do this alone. You can't do it alone. You can take some of these concepts on, but it works in a community. It works with support. It works with somebody holding you accountable. It works with a coach that is determined to have you succeed. I'm sharing this now with you because my Full Body Reset Live, I opened enrollment this week, and we're about halfway full on that. We opened enrollment this week. We start on Monday the 8th. And this is an incredible program. This will be the last program that you need. This gives you the results. I have countless testimonials of people that will tell you they got massive results for this. In fact, I'm so sure that you get massive results during Full Body Reset that I do something called an Action Takers Guarantee. So what that means is if you jump into Full Body Reset and you do the commitment and the work and you do the assignments in there and then you don't get results, then I don't deserve to be paid and you get your money back. I'm that committed to you. I know that Full Body Reset works for you. I know that we're gonna get to what's in your gap and shift it, and I know it works, so there's literally no risk to you. So we start on Monday. What does it look like and who's it for? And I'm gonna answer any questions that I have from you. What does it look like? What it looks like is you'll go to, and I'm gonna write it here on Facebook. Let's see. You go to thefullbodyreset.com. You can see what it's about. You'll see some testimonials on there, and you can take a look. Price, everything is on there. You'll start prep week. And prep week, we officially start as a group on Monday, but you can start early. Where in prep week, you'll have videos every day, short to the point videos where I'm going to teach you how to change your state, plan your plate, and love your weight. You get motivation, nutrition, workouts every day. You'll also get access to a private Facebook group where all of your questions are answered. You'll also get a download with meal plan, recipes, ideas for that. And then you even get a live weekly video coaching call where small group, we're on video together and we're all coaching. I'm talking this through. I'm talking through deeper with you, answering your personal questions. Now we limit how many people come into Full Body Reset, and the reason is we want to be able to really serve and answer questions to everybody in there. I want to be able to answer those for you. So when you join Full Body Reset, you actually will have an intake form where you're going to fill that out, your history, what you've done in the past, what you want. I want to really look at this so I understand who is in the group. I can get to know you better, and I can give you the best coaching possible. Now, why as a group are we doing this? There's strength in numbers. And having that support system, having accountability, having other people going through this with you at the same time as you is going to help support and get you those goals. It's going to help you achieve those goals. So it's all there. Who's it for? Who's it for? It's for anyone that wants to do it can do it. But I'm going to be real. If you are a female in your 40s and 50s, it is definitely for you. If you're a woman in your 30s or 60s or 70s, that's fine. You could totally do it. I'm just letting you know, as a 47-year-old woman, I tend to work best with women that are about 10 years of age of me. So that's who it's ideally for. So the majority of the community in the Full Body Reset is in their 40s and 50s and is female. Men can come, young or older can come, but I'm telling you, this is specifically more geared towards that. So if you're in your 40s and your 50s, it's ideal for you. So let's see, a few more questions. Let me see what questions here. Let's see. Karen, Jules, how much is it? All the details are on that page right there. It is $497, but check out the page and take a look. And before anything comes up around that, I just want to let you know it's 6 weeks of coaching, live coaching. So know that. And you get results. And I want to encourage you all, operate from a place of where you are going, and operate making decisions from that place. Think of that woman that is confident again, that has lost the weight, that has her energy back, that is focused. Who is that woman that you want to step into? Make a decision from that place, because that woman would spend 10 times that amount. That woman would commit to a program for 6 weeks. That woman would decide and be all in. So make a decision from that place and do it. Let's see, will there be any opportunity to talk with you specific regarding our needs? Okay, hi, Abby. I think your name is Abizel Bell. I see it on, it's a screen name on Instagram. Okay, so there won't be like a one-on-one phone call with me. However, you can private message us, okay? Or you can jump on our live Zoom calls. We do a live Zoom call every week. It's a video call, and it's a private call. It's not going to go on YouTube or anything like that. It's a private call where just people in the group on the call are on, and that's where I'll be coaching you directly on that and recording it just for the group. So there's that. But if it's something super personal, you'll put it on the intake form or you'll message us direct private. So yes to that. Let's see a few more questions. Hi, Shannon. Shannon's on. She said it's a life changer. Yes, it is. Shannon knows, because she was one. Listen, nobody ever has like extra. This is just real talk. No one ever has like, oh, I have an extra $500 laying around, or I have an extra $10,000 laying around. That doesn't happen. What happens is you decide what it is you want for yourself. You get clear on that, and then nothing gets in your way. So you get clear. I want this. This is the result I want, and then you make it happen. And then that action is what gets you those results. So I just want to be clear with you. No one that ever joined Full Body Reset just had extra time or money. That's never been the case. But they made a decision from their future self, and that's what they stepped into. And that's what I want for you. Okay, let's see. A few more questions here. Let's see. Thank you. Somebody typed the link on Instagram. Thank you, Amy. Let's see if I can pin that there for you. Pin comment. Thank you, Amy. She pinned it there. Let's see. Feel motivated. Awesome. Can't wait. I know, I'm so excited. I just popped over into the new Full Body Reset Elite group and new Full Body Reset live group, and did a little welcome intro video there. Can't wait to see them. I can't wait to start with everybody on Monday. Let's see. Yes, it's so true, Tammy. Manufacturers do trick us into thinking things are healthy that are not. Yes. Okay, let's see. A few more questions. Yes, Lisa says she's already going through prep week and loves it. So yes, Lisa, I love it. And prep week's just the beginning. Just the beginning. So I love it. It's like you all don't even know what you don't know yet. So excited. Anyways, thank you all for chiming on tonight. If you're jumping on late, watch from the beginning because I shared some information for you on how you can change your state, plan your plate, lose and love the weight. And then I hope to see many of you in Full Body Reset starting Monday. Jump on, grab your spot before we're full.